Hey, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome back. Welcome back to Tuesday. I hope you guys had a great weekend. I hope you had a good week. It has been really nasty here on the East Coast with all this snow and rain and all this other stuff that's going on. But you know what? We'll get through it like we always do. So I just want to welcome everybody that is able to join us. And if you're going to be looking at this later, let us know that you're going to be looking at the replay. Also, I just wanted to let you know that I will be looking at my Facebook page because I noticed that there are a lot of comments that come through on my Facebook page. But if you want to leave a comment, just go on to our Unapologetically page and you will be able to leave a comment for me or Skip. So we can ready to get started. We got a great guest today. I am so excited about this gentleman. I'm not going to get too much into what he does, who he is, and all that good stuff. I'm going to let him talk to you. So everyone, help me welcome Mr. Skip Bailey.
Thank you, Felicia.
Skip.
Hey, how are you? Thanks for having me.
Yes, and thank you for being on. I'm so excited. What's going over there in Jersey?
Oh, the snow, just like over in Philadelphia. I actually went outside a little earlier, and one of the other cars that we have just took some of the snow off of that one. I'm just tired of pushing snow off of cars. So
I know that's right.
I'm ready actually, I was talking to a John Maxwell Team member of mine in Miami last night. It was 85 degrees in Miami last night.
You're kidding me.
85 degrees.
85 degrees.
Yes.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And we're over here going through, I feel like I'm going through like midlife.
Yeah, we can barely get 25 degrees. They got 85.
I know. That is so true. True. Well, I am excited. You are my third guest on my show, Unapologetically Me. But you were also a guest on my other show that I had, and our half an hour conversation ended up being an hour. Now that's not going to happen today, but we're going to have some fun. But I'm glad you're here, and I just miss you. I miss being around people. I do.
Yeah.
I was telling Paul, I was like, we've been in the house it'll be a year in March. And I am so tired of like being in the house. I mean, you get a chance to get out, but it's not the same. And I'm a hugger. So I miss hugging people, I miss talking to people, going to events and different things like that. But, enough about me. Tell us what's going on with you. Talk about anything you want to talk about.
Well, just to back up a little bit, I also miss you also, Felicia, because the last time we seen each other physically was at an event that you sponsored over in Philadelphia on Market Street. Was it at the Independent Building at the?
Yes, it was at the Blue Cross.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was in January of last year.
Yeah.
Wow. That's unbelievable.
Yeah. So now it's time. Hopefully by the end of this year, we can really start doing things again, face to face. So.
Yes, I hope so. I hope so, because I'm just sick of this. So tell us, what's going on with you, Skip? What's going on?
Oh, Felicia, so much going on, especially since November 9th. Of course, like things have been going on since I've seen you, but since November 9th, when I joined the John Maxwell Team, which I actually joined November 9th, and since November 9th up until actually last week, I took a break. Mm-hmm. My head was down in the computer, learning, studying, filling my brain with all sorts of leadership things that I'm learning from the John T. Maxwell group. So, and doing events myself, doing my own Skip Bailey show, which is broadcast out of the Princeton, New Jersey community television station. Mm-hmm. I just talked to my sons a couple of days ago. We're looking at starting which I have it registered already,
right?
A mentorship program, which is called Believe Big Academy, New Jersey.
Okay.
So we're going to look into doing that together. One of my sons is a football coach. My other son's a physical fitness coach. So all three of us are coaches in our own field. So we're going to bring it all together and start a mentorship program. We'll be doing that. What else is going on?
Because you
Um,
are so busy. You are just a busy person. And you and I laugh because every time you talk to me, and I just want to say hello to everyone that has joined us. You'll see me look to my left
mhm.
because we are streaming on 3 different platforms. So just say hello and thank everybody for joining us. But
Hey.
you are so busy, and you always say to me that I'm busy, but I think you got me beat, Skip.
Well, Felicia, I realized that being busy, what we're busy making progress and making things happen.
Right,
There's a difference with being busy and just being busy and not being productive.
right.
Because one of my mentors years ago asked me when I was, this was going back maybe 15 years ago when I was doing the fashion shows, doing this and doing a lot of things. I was being productive, but not really making things really happen the way I should.
Mm-hmm.
And he's asking me, "What's going on?" I said, "I'm busy." He says, "Are you really busy, or are you just moving in motion?" And I was
Right,
just really moving in motion, actually,
right,
you know.
right.
But in a way, I think it also was part of my journey. It
Mm-hmm.
was a learning process, you
Right.
know. I was, spinning my wheels and spinning and spinning. Now I'm catching ground and getting a grip to where I need to be going and moving forward now. So I
Yeah.
guess that's a good analogy, right?
Yeah, that's a good thing. It's funny you say that because I had a mentor who said the same thing to me. I used to say to her, I'm busy, busy, busy. She's like, let me ask you a question. Are you busy or are you being productive?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what's the difference? And she says, well, if you're busy, then you're just spinning your wheels. If you're being productive, then you're making money.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, that's a great way to think about things. So I was
Mm-hmm.
like, at the time, I was making a little bit of money, but I was more busy than making money, if that makes
Right.
sense.
Absolutely right. Right.
So
There's a
wait a
difference.
minute. Didn't you write some more books since I've seen you last?
Actually, I wrote one more, which is my autobiography. Pretty
Okay.
much, it's entitled "From the Fields to the Stage."
Okay, which I read, which was excellent. For those that don't know who you are, because I know you. So
Mhm.
for those who don't know who you are, tell them a little bit about your book, which I thought was fabulous.
Actually, like I said, the title is "From the Fields to the Stage." And when most people a lot of people who don't know me and ask me, "What did you work in corporate? Or do you do things like that?" I says, no. So and for those of you who are listening and watching, you'll understand why we're laughing right now. Because when I tell my story, not even only in the book, when I do my speaking, I do my background. I'm originally from Cape Charles, Virginia. It's pretty much uh, 35, 40 minutes before Virginia Beach, going to Virginia Beach,
Hmm.
and from a little town. And from the fields is when I was a little boy before I moved to New Jersey. Me, my sister, and my brother used to have to go to the fields with my grandmother to the actual literally go to the fields to help her pick potatoes and tomatoes because that was one of the ways that she earned money to help support and raise us. So that was part of her job, working in the fields. Some of the things that you've seen in the movies, in those old movies, that was part of my reality as a kid. So that's from the fields. That's in the fields. To the stage is from playing music in high school, playing music after high school, playing with Millie Jackson, doing different shows with a lot of different recording artists around the country, and to speaking on stage and performing and doing book signings on the stage. So that's where from the fields to the stage name came from.
Right. And I mean, and you went through so much. There was so much in your life. I mean, you guys are going to have to get the book. We're not going to tell you about the book, but it is an autobiography of Skip's life, of being in the entertainment industry, like you said, doing fashion shows. People don't realize when you get caught up in that world,
Mm-hmm.
it's crazy. And
Yeah.
it can really take you to some dark places, which
Yeah.
you talked about in your book.
Yeah.
But the good thing is that you, like myself, have a spiritual background.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's what we rely on to get us through, some of the darkest days. But you did give me one of your t-shirts, that I wear often, Unstoppable.
The Be Unstoppable. That's
Yes,
our logo. Be Unstoppable.
yes.
Um, and be unstoppable, and that means also not just wearing a t-shirt so other people can see it and say, "Oh, they be unstoppable." No, that's a personal message to yourself.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Be unstoppable, and don't allow yourself to cause you to be stopped.
Right.
Um, that person that you see in the mirror, that person in the mirror that you see every morning, every afternoon, or before you go to bed, you should allow and help that person to become unstoppable by any means necessary without harming other people. I mean, as far as feelings or, doing other things that will harm another person, and hurt someone mentally or whatever, but to be unstoppable by any means necessary to help your growth, so you can grow and become the person that you were created to be. So that's what that be unstoppable really means.
Yeah, but you know what? I love it. I love it. And every once in a while, you'll send me a text, and and the text just says "Be unstoppable." And I guess you must feel my spirit when you send it, because like I do, this entrepreneurship is not for the weak at heart, and I constantly tell people that.
Well, being that you said that, Felicia, yourself, another friend of mine, she lives in Willingboro, New Jersey, and a
Mhm.
couple other people who are entrepreneurs and do pretty much the same thing what we do. When I send them texts, they'll text me back later on. Boy, I needed that. I needed that message you just sent me, because realistically, we encourage people and inspire people every day, which is good. That's part of our mission. That's part of our purpose.
Right.
But we're human. Every now and then we need it also.
Yes.
We
Yes.
need it also.
Yes.
Because one of the things that I was talking to a gentleman the other day, one of my friends, one of my band members, ex-band members, and he was mentioning that one of the other guys in the band said that, since the band has broken up, or since we're not performing since beginning of the year or last year, he says no one's called him. He says, well, ask the guy, well, who did you call? So the same thing with us. People like, Skip, you're busy, you don't call, or whatever, Felicia, you don't call. But well, what about giving me a call sometime also? I'm human. I have feelings also.
Right. Right.
So reach out to us also, even just to say hi, anything.
Right. Right. Well, you know what? It's funny you say that, because, and, also with the boundaries, you have to set those boundaries, because let me tell you, I'm doing Zooms maybe 3-4 times a week.
Wow.
Sometimes I'm doing a couple of them in a day, between meetings, between coaching, between mentoring, between, my organization, and just different things. So by the time I get out of these meetings and off the phone, I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to text anybody. I don't want to look at anybody. Yeah. And, and people have to understand that, in the beginning when I was doing this, I think it was kind of my fault, because I let people have almost 24-hour access to me, and they kind of got spoiled behind that. So then I tend to find people were texting me 8-9 o'clock at night. 8-9 o'clock at night, my brain is mush. I don't want to talk to anybody about anything, and on the weekends. So Saturdays, I'll do a little something, a little work or whatever. But Sundays, I tell people Sundays are off limit. Sundays are for my family. I don't do business. I don't talk about business. None of that stuff, because you have to. You have to. Like you said, we're not superhuman. We're human too. There's days that we need to, like, last week I took a day off. Probably this week I'll take a day off, where you need to just relax your mind and not do anything. Not do anything, and just rejuvenate and get yourself back together. Because I always say, you can't give from an empty cup. You can't. Absolutely. And there's a lot of people out there that are takers and they're not givers. And you go by the energy. And sometimes that energy is not a good energy, and it pulls from you. You know what I'm saying? So, but you were talking about your show. Are you still doing your show?
The Skip Bailey Show. Yes, actually, I have a guest this Thursday. I was doing them twice a week also, but I've scaled it down to one. I may go back to two, because, like I said, scaling it down to one right now, because so many things that I've been learning from doing a lot of studying, and at a seasoned age individual.
Yeah. I like that. I like that. Season.
You have to, seriously, you have to
baby boomer.
we have to pace ourselves, because all of that, like when we were kids in high school and cramming for tests for 2 or 3 tests a week, can't do that right now. It's not. We can do it, but it's not going to be productive like it was years ago. Right. So we have to pace ourselves. So the one show that I do, as a matter of fact, the young lady that I'm interviewing, she has her own agency. It's called Recovery is Essential, drug addiction.
Okay.
So we talk about that. So that, and I talk about things that, and when I interview people, I mainly interview people on different topics that I've experienced or that I have knowledge of,
Okay.
you know,
Right.
and because it makes it just that more um, informative
And relatable.
and relatable.
Yes.
And relatable also, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why that's the reason I do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Because I know you had me scheduled for your show right, I believe, when COVID hit.
Mm,
So I'm looking forward to, even though we did something like this, but I'm
yeah.
looking forward to actually coming into your studio in
Mhm.
Princeton
Yeah.
and sitting down and having a conversation, because you and I can cut up.
Yeah.
We just have a good time. From the first time we met each other, we were just like kindred spirits.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, on next to your very first show that we interviewed, we met. I think we talked the week before on the phone.
Mhm.
About a week later, a week and a half later, you interviewed me, and we went out to lunch afterwards, and we sat there for like almost 3 hours just talking,
I
like we
know.
knew each other for years. And but you know
Yeah.
what? That goes to show that the kindred spirit, that connection is there, and we've just really met each other, and we're still talking and still knowing each other, texting each other like we've been knowing each other for years, which we probably have in some other form or whatever. Who
Right.
knows?
Right.
Who
Yeah,
knows?
and it's all about relationships.
Mm,
It's all about relationships, and that's what I tell people is so important. Don't be so quick to be a salesperson. Nobody wants to feel like they're being sold to.
mhm,
Build that relationship. The business will
mhm.
come. It will come. But just don't, you meet me and all of a
Right.
sudden now you're trying to recruit me into your business, or you're trying to sell me with, that is such a turnoff to me. I can't tell you how many people send me friend requests on Facebook,
Mhm,
and they're in my inbox and they're immediately talking to me about their business. And of
mhm.
course, me, I shut it down quickly. I'm like, listen, don't try to recruit me. I'm not interested. Thank you for the opportunity, but I'm focusing on what it is that I'm doing. And I'm sorry I'm about to say this, but these Bitcoin people, leave me alone.
Yeah,
If you're
they're
trying to leave me
they're everywhere.
alone.
Yeah, they're everywhere now. And just backing up a second in reference to what you just said, as far as building relationship,
Mhm.
and this is for everyone who's watching and listening. Uh, Take that to heart what Felicia just said, because even with sales, for as even car salesman, but matter of fact, because and my fiance, she's noticed the things that I've been doing.
Mhm.
Couple of months ago, I went down to a car dealership down in South Jersey,
Mhm.
and because I'm planning on getting I'm going to get a new car in a couple of months.
Mhm.
And my thing is, the gentleman gave me his card. He was talking, so right away he was he was in a sales pitch, car salesman mindset. So he handed me his business card. So I took mine out and handed him mine. He immediately took my business card and put it in his pocket. I said, "There's a sale he just lost."
Mm.
I just went to another car dealership down in Willingboro last weekend. The gentleman did the same thing. I gave him my business card. He stood there for a couple of seconds and read my card, and we talked about he asked me what did I do. He's going to get my business.
There you go. There you go. And that's what I'm talking about. You have to cultivate. Let me tell you, even though we are a organization that just turned 3 years old,
Mhm.
which I'm very excited about, I tell people a lot of the collaborations and things that are happening is because of the relationships that we build.
Mhm.
And there is such a thing as, it's not what you know, but who you know.
Yeah.
The who you know will take you further. But again, you have to cultivate those relationships. And I protect them. I protect them because you can't introduce everybody to everybody.
Mhm.
You
Absolutely.
can't do
Absolutely.
that.
That's
Yeah.
true.
We know.
That's true. That's so true.
Right, right. Because it's a reflection of you. So
Yeah.
yeah. So tell me about this John Maxwell team. What's going on with that? How did you happen to end up here?
Well, actually, I've been reading a lot of John C. Maxwell's books for years.
Me too.
Yeah, John C. Maxwell has written over 75 books, close to 80 books.
Hmm.
And I've read a lot of them. I have a lot of them on my phone, Audible, because especially now because I'm doing so many things. So I put them in my ear, listen to them while I'm driving, and listen to it in the car. But even with me doing my life coaching certification and my drug addiction certification through another company, and writing my own books and doing speaking, I still felt that there was something missing.
Right.
There was something missing. I said, there's something, a part of this equation and my growth that I need to. So a gentleman, a couple of friends that I know, they are John T. Maxwell team members. And just around November 1st, actually, this is how things happen to me, how God does things with me.
Mm-hmm.
I woke up like 5 o'clock in the morning. I think it was like that morning. I had not planned on joining before. I was just a thought. But
Mm-hmm.
that morning, I woke up 5 o'clock in the morning, decision right there on the spot. 9 o'clock when their office opened, I called and I joined.
Wow.
So now, as far as even John T. Maxwell, I'm licensed to do training courses on at least 15 of his books. Because one of the things that we don't understand is, as far as leadership, everything begins with leadership. Whether it's leading your family,
Right.
leading your schoolmates, leading your baseball team, your band, your nonprofit organization, and a lot of people have to understand that leadership is very important.
Yes, it is. It's very important. And yeah, because I was very surprised when I saw that as part of your bio. And I was like, okay, there's a lot of things that's going on with you. Because like you said, we haven't seen each other, even though, we'll talk here and there for the inspiration and, just to touch base with each other.
Right.
But I don't know if a lot of people remember, but we were supposed to have the men's summit last year, which didn't end up happening because of COVID. I want to reschedule it for this year, but again, by July, we don't know what's going on. And it's not the type of thing that I want to have via video or Zoom or anything. This is something that I want to have in person. So I am still going to go forward with that. We just have to see, if not this year, then definitely next year. But the lineup was great. You were one of our speakers to come. And I think it's going to be a nice thing for the men to come to just celebrate one another, be amongst each other. I tell the ladies, this is not something that is for you. This is strictly for the men. It's all day for them where they come. We feed them. They have breakfast. They get to hear great speakers like yourself. There's 4 of you guys that are doing it. And, it's just a nice day for them all day long here in Center City. So, like I said, I look forward to the day that we can actually have it. But they're saying that by July, we should be safe, but who knows? Who knows? You can't tell. You can't tell. The only thing you can do is just be safe.
Continue to be safe. Yeah, absolutely.
That's all you can do. That's all you can do. So I know here in Philadelphia, with the vaccines and different things like that, they're trying to find places for people to go, especially in our community, people of color, trying to find places. How about Jersey? Is it easier to schedule to go, or do they have walk-ins? What's going on over there?
Well, there are a few walk-ins, but a lot of people, like you just said, in Philadelphia, a lot of people are trying to find locations to go, which, from what I've been listening to and hearing people in conversations, a lot of people realize that they need to get the shot.
Right.
They need to get it rather than not have the shot. Myself, I mentioned to you earlier before we came on that I'm a veteran. So I had a physical this morning, and they're scheduling me to get my shot through the VA, which is good. So, but I have to travel an hour away, but I'm fine with it though.
Right.
At least I know I'm going to get it.
Yeah. My husband, he works for Mainline Health. So he has had his second shot. I haven't had mine yet. I haven't scheduled mine yet. At some point, I will, but for right now, I haven't. And right now, there's not a whole lot of places to go to even get it. So, it's just a matter of taking care of yourself and being healthy and being safe and all those things like that. So, so besides that, what else is going on with you? I know later we'll be talking about you have an event coming up, which I will be talking about usually around our half mark, which we passed. I usually talk about things that's going on. So I'm going to take this opportunity for a little bit to talk about what's going on, and then we'll get back to you and find out what's going on with you, because this half an hour goes by so quickly.
Yeah.
I can't believe it, but I am excited. And I was telling Skip about this, that, PWC, it's our 3rd year anniversary. I am so excited about this. It's hard to believe that it's been 3 years. Who would have thought that from a Panera Bread that this idea was born, and then, you turn around and it's like 3 years later, we're here. Like I was telling Skip, he was asking, what was going on with me and in the organization. And like I told him, from us going and being global to, being a community partner with Google, and now, about to partner up with Temple Small Business Development Center. So all this in less than 3 years is hard to believe. And then two, we were able to start our nonprofit foundation, which is a little over a year, and our paid membership. So a lot of things are going on. So I kind of like branded myself away from PWNC. So there are other things that I'm going to be getting into: one-on-one coaching, looking at more speaking engagements and different things like that as far as branding myself. So I'm excited. So that's what's going on with us. So tell us about your event that you have coming up.
Okay. Before I talk about that, I want to just back up 1 second. I've been backing up a couple of times while we're on here.
Oh, okay.
You just mentioned branching yourself out and branding yourself. So
yes.
I'm making a pre-promotion that Felicia and myself will be speaking in the Philadelphia, New Jersey area a couple of times, probably at the end of this year and next year also. That's what's going to happen with both of us, so together.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
you just found out like everybody else did.
Yeah, I just found out. Okay, well, hey. That's usually how things happen.
Yeah.
With my close friends like you, they'll call me and be like, Felicia, this is what we're doing. And
what are you doing next week at 2:00? Nothing. We're speaking. Be there.
Exactly. I don't know if you had saw when Quandell was on, because he was my first guest. It was funny because he called me on New Year's Day. And my brain was mush. I was hungover. I was like, he's like, Felicia, I got an idea. I want to do blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, listen. I'm like, whatever it is, yes, we'll talk about it later. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah, because I would love to work with you. And it was something that we were planning before all of this, happened and everything like that. And it would definitely be an honor because I want to see what's going on in your world. You see what goes on in mine. So I want to see what goes on in yours,
Sounds good. Yeah. One of the things that I have planned, actually, I registered a name, Believe Big Academy over here in Jersey.
Okay.
It's called Believe Big Academy, New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to make it a nonprofit business.
Okay.
But I decided not to do nonprofit. We're going to do profit. And reached out to my sons. I have 4 sons, but 2 of my sons, one's a football coach, a high school football coach at Notre Dame over here in Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
My younger son, he's Alex is 27. He's a physical fitness trainer.
Oh, okay.
Physical fitness trainer. So being of the 3, both of those are coaches, and myself, I'm a coach. So we're gonna in our different fields. We're gonna start a mentorship program.
Okay.
Mentoring, youth, teens, and adults.
Nice.
Yeah, youth, teens, and adults. And one of the reasons why I want to do it also because I noticed the way that my son Alex, when he trains people at physical fitness, he's one of those. He's funny. He has a dry sense of humor. He's one of them no nonsense guys to get it done.
Right.
My son, football coach Clarence, Coach C, football coach. He's a get it done person also, and I'm in between both of them. I'm get it done, but I'm sense of humor like crazy.
Yeah.
If I got to make you laugh all the way from reaching your goal, you're gonna get it done.
Yes. And that's why you and I have so much fun. I tell people, I said, you know what? Life is too short to be serious all the time. Sometimes, especially in this world of entrepreneurship, you just have to, enjoy yourself, enjoy what you're doing. I know lots of time people say, to me, if you had all the money in the world, would you still do what you do? Yes, I would. Yes, I would, because I love what I do. I love working with the women in my organization. I love when the women come and tell me, and because of you, my business has went to the next level, or because of you with the marketing, you have taught me to do this. That is the best feeling. That to me is better than any money you can pay me. And I'm sure you feel the same way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. So Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's one of the reasons why, even with tagging on with the John T. Maxwell group, the
Mm-hmm.
information, the promo flyer that you have up on the screen right now, it's the mastermind group team that I'm doing March 1st to March 22nd. It will
Mm-hmm.
be every Monday from March 1st up until the 22nd at 7 p.m. Which, and this is one of John T. Maxwell's books that I'm licensed to teach and train on. It's
Mm-hmm.
called Everyone Communicate. All of us communicate, but do we connect? So
Oh,
it says,
right,
everyone communicate, but few connect.
right, right.
And that's what I'll be, training on and teaching people, the importance of connecting with people, the importance of connecting with no matter who you're dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
If you're dealing with the person who's doing electricity in your house or whomever, you have to connect with him and let him know exactly what you want.
That's right. That's right.
Exactly. Now because he don't need to assume, well, Miss Felicia, well, I assume that you just want half of it done. or you didn't want, or I assume you didn't want it done today. You want it done next week. No, you need
Right,
to communicate that I need it done today, right now, today at 5:00, and hopefully you can be done by 9:00 tonight. So
right.
that's what that communication thing. Why it's so important, even in reference with parents.
Mm-hmm.
I've been asked to speak in is Cranberry, New Jersey. It's just
Mm-hmm.
past Princeton, the town of Cranberry, New Jersey, to the schools out there because of not because of their drug addiction. It's just that the parents want the kids to be more aware of what's going on with drugs in the whole state, the whole city environment.
Right.
So I have to go in there and connect with them and also have the parents involved also to let
Mm-hmm.
them know the importance of connecting with their kids the right way.
Right.
And the
Right.
young lady who invited me and explained to her that it's important that the parents are involved also, because I said that even though the peer pressure, no matter what city you're in, Philadelphia, New York, Jersey, wherever,
Right.
peer pressure is peer pressure. But
That's
if
right.
the parents are involved at all times, because I
There
go
you
back to
go.
my son, who's a football coach, him and his wife, my daughter-in-law, they have 3 kids. The youngest one is 11, 13, and 16 or 17.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they have peer pressure, not once, not nowhere near, have allowed a peer pressure to even persuade them to stray, even think about using drugs or cigarettes or anything,
Right.
because the parents are involved 24/7.
Right. Right.
Not pressuring them, but let them know how important it is and that they love them, how important it is to go this direction that I'm guiding you, not to go in the peer direction, peer pressure direction.
Right. Well, you know what? I'm not a parent, but I see parents. I watch parents. There's a lot of parents in my group, and a lot of them are afraid to talk to their children. They're afraid to find out what's going on in their life. I always said to Paul, and him and I are on the same wavelength as this. I said, if we had children, okay, there would be limited everything.
Mhm.
We all would have dinner together. There would be no cell phone, no electronics at the table.
Mhm.
I want to talk to you. I want to know what's going on with you. I want to know what's going on in your life. I want to know who your friends are. I want to know who their parents are. I want to know where they live. I want to know. I don't want to be one of those parents that are not in tune. And then my child has disappeared and I don't know where my child is. The lines of communication are so important. And, the way this world is so easy. And again, because you have been in the entertainment industry for so long,
Mhm.
it's so easy to get caught up out there.
Yeah.
Fast money. They see fast money.
Yeah.
So but we're going to be wrapping up, but before we wrap up, Skip, I want you to let everyone know, and I have your website down there because I have a few that said that they want to get your book, they're interested in getting your book. So tell everyone how they can get in contact with you.
The easiest way to get in contact with me is with the scroll down the bottom is skipbailey.com. My book is there on skipbailey.com, skipbailey.com. Also, you can register for the masterclass on skipbailey.com.
Yes, which is what we had, for everybody to see.
Yeah.
Masterclass there. I
Yeah.
didn't mean to do that. Sorry. Yes, all the information is there. So I'm excited, and you'll have to tell me more about what it is that we're doing since I don't know.
Okay. I'll have my people call you,
Yes.
which is me calling you.
Yes. And I have my people answering, which is me.
Okay. Okay.
Skip, I miss you. I miss you. I can't wait to see you and give you a hug,
Absolutely.
and just see what's going on with you. But thank you for being on the show today. Thank you for letting us be a part of your life. Like I said, that half an hour goes by so quickly. But we'll just have to have you back. That's all.
And it was fun. I thank you again for having me, and I had fun. Always have fun and communicate well.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I'm sending you love and light,
Back
sending
to
you hugs, virtual hugs and
back to
everything.
you too.
Yes, yes. So I'm going
Absolutely.
to say goodbye to you and hold on, and then I'm going to say goodbye to my audience. So I will be right back.
Okay.
Everyone, thank you once again for joining us today. We had a great time. I hope you did too. Make sure you go out to Skip's website, skipbailey.com. That's skipbailey.com. You will be able to get his book. You will be able to see all the other things that he's doing, his events that are coming up March with the John Maxwell Team. So you definitely want to pick that up. So everyone, make sure you have a great day on purpose, be safe, and we will see you next Tuesday at 12:30 on Unapologetically Me. Bye, guys.